everybody. Today we are doing another one of my favorite types of lives where I get to engage and talk to people. Miss Hope is coming on soon to kind of lead the live, but there she is. Let's see. Today we're going to be talking about the topics that are in the foundation manual. So if you or somebody you know that you want to tag would like to join us. Ooh, there went my head. It went away. Hello, Hope.
Hey,
Hello. Where are all our friends?
I wonder. We have 2 friends so far.
I know. I don't have my laptop to tell everybody else to get their booties on here. I was super late though, so that's probably my fault. But me and Instagram weren't getting along in the moment. Okay. Uh, hello.
Hi, guys. I have my laptop, so I'm doing it right now.
I don't know. Be like, what the
Get your
bleep?
booty over
What the
here.
bleep? Anyway, so one of the things I love about doing these types of lives is like, I get to like meet new people and engage them with questions because questions, it's so wild. Growing up when anybody would like ask you a question, you had to feel like you had to get the right answer. And so questions were like accosting sometimes. And then anytime you were given a question like in school, you had to have the right answer or you were wrong. And so you got a bad grade. So it's wild to sit here in social media land and say how much I love questions because questions weren't something we were taught to love. We were supposed to love answers. And so, anyway, so oh, my brother's here. Hi, brother. My little brother. He's not littler. He's taller than me, but he's younger than me. Hello, brother. The tools of access consciousness get us to start asking questions about everything and adding our curiosity and that childlike wonder into different topics and different situations where when you ask a question, you realize that, oh my God, I am like, that was English for, oh my God. I've been living from so many conclusions. And then when you realize that like you have a conclusion, you realize you haven't let new information in to contribute to you. And so you could literally have someone show up in your life that like has all this awareness around a topic that you're like wishing you could change in your life. And I don't even mean like a facilitator. I mean, it could be like the guy on the bus or at the bar or the coworker at work. Like I'm just going to give a little scenario. So you're like, I would really love to learn about trading, like stocks, but you've already decided you suck at it and you suck with money and blah, 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 that you won't even know that like the person you have lunch with every day is like an amazing stock trader on the weekends, and you won't even ask him a question or learn that about him. And you shut all that out because you're like, no, this is the way it is and I can't do this. I think I'm going to sneeze. Well, okay, I don't know. It felt like I was going to sneeze. Okay. Anyways, I digress. But so questions start to open up spaces and about ourselves more than we have points of view at other people. And someone's asking you questions, you go into your like curious mind and your wonderment to answer those curious questions. And then you start to become aware that you're actually aware of way more than you've given yourself credit for being aware of. It's wild. So here we are. We're going to use these tools. Hope's going to lead. Just, can you tell? I'm not a control freak. I'm totally letting Hope lead. But Hope is going to talk. We have a foundation class coming up, which is only live in Burbank, California. It's not online, unfortunately. What would it take? But we have that coming up, and I know that there are a lot of people who are like, what is that? And so we're like, let's go play with the foundation manual and questions and invite people to the possibility of even looking at the access tools or looking at taking a foundation. Okay, Hope, I'm going to shut up
I mean,
for like 5 seconds.
please. Okay, only 5 seconds though. No, but yeah, I no, but yeah, that is also English. I am so grateful that you do these lives because it's such a gift to get to jump in. So for those of you who missed it, we're talking about the foundation class. I actually have the manual right here. And if you guys have any questions, I don't know if you see it, but at the bottom of your screen, right by where you can leave a comment, there should be a little It looks like a little camera with a plus sign in it. If you click that, you can actually ask to join this live, and then you can ask Sarah your questions about the foundation class live. It could be about a tool in the foundation class. It could be about like, will this contribute? How could it contribute? What the fuck is this class? What are we even talking about? Yeah, this class is such a gift. And I love that you started on the topic of questions, because I know I was one of those people where you like I was raised like you don't ask the question unless you already know the answer, because otherwise you might be wrong. And so these tools have gifted me so much in even just the willingness to ask a question, and then like for the space of the awareness not to get the right answer. So maybe can we, I mean, that's not exactly from the manual, except that the one of the very first things is why a question, which is a cool foundation thing. So could you maybe speak just a little bit to that? Yeah, not asking questions to get the right answer, which is I think the other piece that a lot of us are so raised with.
Yeah, that was a really hard one for me because again, you get celebrated growing up in school. You get a good grade, you get little stars on your homework if you got the right answer. And so everybody's fighting for the right answer, but then it becomes the rightness of your life, and a lot of times the right answer is what will make everybody else happy. Um, will this please my parents? Will this bring honor to my family? Will feel like I love them if I choose this, and so you're constantly looking out in the world and everybody else's point of view to get what would be the right answer for your life. And that is a shaky one. Like that is one that I still struggle is a strong word. I still take pause with. Not as much anymore, but so when you're asking questions from that thing called curiosity or wonder, then you go into like a different space of receiving awareness, which awareness is subtle and it can change in any moment. And you kind of start to be the purveyor of all of the awarenesses. And like, to me, like awareness is like sparkly, glittery little specks. And what I get to do is I get to kind of cultivate them, and instead of forming them into the right perfect answer that is agreeable by everybody around me, I'm like, oh, what information is this giving me, and how will it actually contribute to my life? And if I didn't make that right, I could actually allow it to change into something even greater. And that is a commitment to playing with questions and tools. It does not happen right away unless it does. But most people, I will say, that's one of the hardest things that's why it's like right in the front of the manual. Like, why a question? Why a question is why. Okay.
Oh, I don't
Because
know if
questions open you up to more awareness. What?
you keep freezing, and I don't know if it's just for me or if it's for everybody, but that I went to jump in. So keep going. Sorry. I just went to jump in because I thought you froze.
Because you're very like glitchy on my end too. So you guys, can someone put in the chat, am I freezing? Is Hope
Or am
glitchy?
I freezing? Which one of us is right and which one of us is wrong right
Yeah.
now?
Yeah, so I'll just end there and just say that like if you stop seeking answers, the awareness of what's possible can get in way quicker, because it doesn't have, this is where both glitchy. Caesar thinks it's you. Occasionally, says Aaron. Okay. No, says Eat It. Okay. Well,
I'm
Hope is
blurry.
blurry. Yeah, Hope is blurry for me too. Sarah's, maybe it's like who wants to hear me and who absolutely doesn't. Okay. Sandy says, I can see you both okay. All right. Oh boy, this is fucking hilarious. Okay.
This is amazing. I'm like, do
Okay,
I go off of Wi-Fi or is that going to make it worse? We'll leave it.
I don't know. But I do have people who've asked to join this.
Oh,
Oh,
let's
this
do it.
this could be funny. Let's see. Let's see what's gonna happen right now.
Do, 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 do. Hey! Hey!
Hello.
That's amazing.
Look,
Hi. Oh, look. That's a new look.
I know. Did you ever question how I was gonna look before I entered this live?
No,
Mm.
no, I didn't. What's
Yeah.
up?
Well, um, I was gonna ask. So I get, like the relevance of asking questions and all this stuff. But, for everyone that is viewing this, what would you recommend as like the ways to to recognize where you're already functioning from the answer, and like how to add more question to that already? Because like it's not like you're actively seeking for an answer, like you already are there.
Yeah. So I so get that. You're like, I already got that right. I marked that box, swipe, and you like move on
Or
to the next
I
thing.
have that wrong already, so I don't, whatever.
Yeah. Well, one of the questions, and you've heard me say it so many times, but I know this will contribute to other people as well, is for those kind of things, like when you stumble upon like a big old place of either wrongness or rightness, which is the trap of polarity, but that's a conversation for class. Um, is if I know not this. So everything that you think you know about it, if you are willing to, even for a moment, just like go, okay, if I knew not this, if this isn't what I've made real and solid and true or right and wrong, then I can sit it over here and go, okay, I'm going to look at this from like a totally blank slate. And so it's, if I know not this, what would I be aware of? If I know not this, what would I choose? And that question has gotten me out of so many places where, um, like the other day, like I'll give you an example. So I do a lot of parenting classes. Um, I I've tried really hard not to get like parenting right. Like I'm not like right, but I think I dipped into it. I really do. I think I was like, yep, been doing the parenting thing for a while now. Someday we'll finish the book we've been talking about for 3 years. I do, my kids have a
You
sense of
went away, right?
themselves, like, and I think I put what?
You froze
Oh, you
for
went
a
away for a
second.
second.
Oh, am I
Yeah.
back?
Yes.
What did you hear last?
That you're a right mom.
Oh, right. Then I'm the right
Yeah,
mom.
right mom for you.
Yeah. And so the other day I was like talking about something with my daughter, and we were sitting and she started crying, and like I wasn't yelling. I wasn't, in my point of view, judging. I was just like asking her direct questions. And she goes, "You're so scary." And this is my 17-year-old. And I was like, "What? I'm scary?" And I literally was like, "Oh my God." I said, what is it?" She's like, "You're intimidating, Mom. Like, you're so intimidating." And she goes, "I'd rather have Dad yelling at me than you sitting here intimidating me." And I was like, wait a minute. You would rather have the yelling parent? Because that I never liked yelling, right? Rather than than this spacious lovely creature that is your sweet mother. And it was a wake-up call, because I was like, wow, what have I not been willing to be aware of that has changed in both of us, that because I'm right as a parent now, because I'm doing conscious parenting, that I haven't asked enough questions lately, like what she requires and what do I need to be that contributes the most to her. And so that was like a huge place where I had created a blind spot from getting everything right.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like such a hard task to address the blind spots because I'm already blind to them.
Yeah, but if you knew not your blindness.
Oh, 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 wow. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, is you've already decided that you're blind, so then you're going to be
Yeah.
blind,
Yeah.
and if you go, wow, what do I actually know about this? Like, I was talking to Dane the other day. For those that don't know, Dane's my brother, and he's also the co-creator of Access Consciousness. And we were talking about how easy it is to assume you don't know something, and then like when you're facilitating, stuff comes out of your mouth, and how you walk off and you're like, I said that, like I somewhere in me as a being was that information, and I haven't been using it for myself, like I use it to facilitate other people, because someone's asking a question, you have access to your knowing. And so it's learning how to ask those questions to yourself. But yeah, there are plenty of times that like things have come out of my mouth and I'm like, who said that, but that's in me. I've just hidden it from myself.
I'm sorry. I got distracted by someone calling me Indian.
It's that new stash you're rocking, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I also saw like what is it? Mario and
Uh,
Luigi. Super Mario Brothers.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
Like, are you gonna deliver me a pizza?
yes.
Yeah. Hey, first bugging me here asking to ask your question. Do you mind?
No, go ahead.
I am not bugging him, but I do have a question. Hello, ladies. So my question is, for people or like in general, when we're talking about choice, and like what questions can we ask when we think we don't have a different choice?
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I love
you're
this.
gonna hate my answer though.
No, go for it.
The question to ask is, what questions can I ask because I don't think I have a different choice?
Whoa, whoa. What do you say?
But like just the question, what can I ask here that will show me my choices? Like you literally just facilitated yourself is what I'm saying. So it's not again it's so easy to look at the tools and try to get the right question, because if you get the right question, then you'll unlock the new space that is righter than the one you're in. It's not that. It's like, what question can I ask here? What question can I be here? What question can am I not even like aware of right now, that if I allowed for that awareness would offer me another question?
I love that.
That's
Salem
amazing.
That's
is
all I
gonna
had.
knock Salem, Miss Salem. She's very nosy today. Yeah. So what question can I be here is a question. What question can I ask here is a question.
Cool. Thank you.
You're
That's
welcome.
Thank you.
amazing.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you for those. It's amazing too, like how literally like a question can open up space in any situation. That's like one of the things that I keep reminding myself. Like anytime I'm feeling stuck or gross or like something can't change or whatever, if I can get to that space of the curiosity with the question, it's like it literally feels like it melts my whole world. Even right now, I'm just like, oh, like just talking about this, like my body's relaxing. There's like kind of a tingly energy throughout my world, and it's like what a gift is that space of curiosity and learning and like practicing that muscle of inviting more of that life, more of that energy into your life can create. Thank you for that question, you guys.
Yeah. And for anybody out there that doesn't know about the Access tools, just look at, instead of the energy of like seeking the answer. So if you have a problem, often you're seeking the solution, which is another fancy way of saying answer. Just try it on. Just go, the next time I have something up in my life, what if it's not about I haven't found the answer yet or I haven't found the solution yet? It's that I haven't asked the question yet. So what question can I ask that would give me the awareness that might be posing as an answer? Okay, so there, awareness moonlights sometimes for some people. Like it's got double, it can play both roles, only because we're so entrained to have awareness and then solidify it to answer. But even then, if you're using question to get there, you'll have a different space of lightness rather than the seeking of what's going to solve the thing. And then once that thing, the issue, I don't even want to say that word, but air quotes, the issue is that you could have this subtlety of awareness. You go, oh, that I'm going to choose that. And then when it becomes rightness, you lock it in. And then that's where you start not allowing more information in. And then that beautiful, glittery, sparkly awareness that came in to contribute is now a solidity in your world that you have to hold true and commit to. And then you're now committed. Like, I'm sure many people on here have, like, it's probably a horrible analogy, but I'm going for it. Like, you meet someone and you're like, oh, they're cool, right? But you kind of go in too deep too quick, and you start telling them too much, and then somewhere like that energy of like, oh, I'm dating them now, and then somewhere you find out that you have found yourself into a committed relationship when your whole time you were like, I'm not gonna choose that right now, I want to date lots of people and see what's out there. But somewhere that little subtlety of, oh, they're a cool person, I really like them, turns into like something you're now committed to. And you don't and then some people like get married and have babies and then wake up years later and you're like, how did I end up here? Well, it's because you found a cool person. You know what I mean? And then you made it a solidity instead of stating the question of, hey, does will this person contribute? Or are they still contributing? Is it still light to be here? And stay questioning before you get to the big I do, but I know a number of people that that is not the case. So, but we won't call them out by name.
I don't know what you're at.
That would insult people. But
Um,
and
so
yeah.
someone wrote a question in the chat. She says, "Hi Sarah, can you please tell us more for not buying the story and interesting points of view? Sorry for
Oh,
my English. Thanks."
your English is awesome. Yeah, so a, a lot of people want to see the this is one example. So if you're somebody who really, really, really wants to see the best in others, like you're the person who's always seeking the good, and that's the right way to be, by the way. I don't know if anybody picked up on that, right? So you're right now because you're the one that wants to see the good in everybody. Then they could tell you any story that will match your point of view that they're good, and you will buy it and you will add it to like your file of they are good, like you'll just file it
Mhm.
away, and then you have all this proof that they're good. So when they are being abusive or unkind or whatever, you won't even know that it's happening because you have bought into the story that you first created with your judgment of good and right. And so then you're blindsided when that file of rightness gets lit on fire because you can't even hold it in place anymore. Um, and so there's that like buying the story is also about the character you play in your own story. So you have a whole story behind you. You grew up with a certain family, with a certain economics, certain uh what else, like race, color, religion, all of that, like all of those, race and color are kind of the same thing. Anyways, I digress. Okay, so you have your own set of like how things were for you, and you played a character in that story. And so the world told you that you weren't good at this, that you were great at this but not at this, that you can only create this much because if you look around you, maybe the people around you weren't creating. So there's all these like kind of character roles and characteristics that you've played, and you keep perpetrating that story on you. you know um what you can go after, what you can dream about, what you can hope for, wish for, ask for, all of those things are kind of created by the character that you are in your own story. So when you start to let go of the story and stop telling it yourself, you can be anything at any time in any moment that will create the life that you're looking for. And then interesting point of view is a tool that we use in Access, is that to get you to not choose to do polarity. So polarity is right, wrong, good, bad. And you have to, in this reality, you have to literally everything you could, if I show you a picture of two random things that don't relate, you can go, which one's good, which one's bad, which one's right, which is wrong. If you had to, you totally could. I like this one more, so I'm going to put this one in the wrong category. And anything that comes in your consciousness in this reality, you're constantly, in order to maintain the control of your world, you have to decipher where everything goes in these categories. That's polarity. When you're asking to get out of polarity, you start to use the tool interesting point of view for every point of view that you have and any point of view anybody else delivers. Use it right now on me. No matter what I say, don't buy it or make it true unless it's light for you. Like kick it out and go, interesting point of view. Sarah has that point of view. Interesting point of view. Caesar has the point of view. Interesting point of view. Hope thinks the foundation class is amazing. Like whatever. If you stay in, and literally it's just like using it on yourself, and then you'll start to see where you're not buying and attaching yourself to one side of the story anymore, and you go, oh, interesting point of view. Interesting point of view that they see it that way. Well, they see it that way because of their life experience and the information they've been fed. That's why their algorithm, so algorithm's a great analogy for this, because like if you look at Caesar's algorithm, it's
Don't
not the
look in
same.
my algorithm like that.
Right? It's not the same as mine. Let's just put it that way. And if you look at Hope's algorithm, not going to be the same either, because what she sees the world as, what she clicks on, what she comments on, what she likes is very, very different. So the algorithm will show up differently, and Instagram is not the same for everybody because we all have different points of view, right?
Yeah.
So if I went Caesar has done this to my phone. He's like said nasty things into my phone, so my Siri will change my algorithm. But I just keep whispering love and honoring and beautiful things and rainbows and butterflies and puppies and kittens into my phone, so that's what I see. But yeah, so it's just an interesting point of view that their feed is filled with other things. We won't say what those other things are, Caesar. Don't worry.
No, I mean you can come and visit me, and I'll show you. But I was gonna. So you said at some point like that the thing when you were have so many conclusions about someone being good, it all goes away when like you cannot even hold it, like you cannot hold on to it anymore. So like can you talk more about that of like you need to hold on to like everything that you're concluding, like the extra work you have to do to like maintain something as true when it maybe is not.
Mm.
Yeah, well, if you notice anything that you start to feel very like intensely passionate about, and it's usually when you've now gone to fight. So you first align and agree or resist and react, but you're like in order to maintain the point of view, and now you have to fight for it. And anytime you have to fight against something, you actually are fighting against you. And that probably makes no sense. But you're fighting against you because you won't allow you to have more information about whether or not this fight is even worth it because you've just taken a side. Like if you live in the United States of America, this is just basically like what it is living here these days, right? Is like you're kind of always tiptoeing around someone's politics or their vaccination schedule or where they align with what fucking Elon Musk is doing. I don't know. And so it's always like, and I'm like, I just don't even like discuss any of it because it brings up everybody's intense points of view that I would say 98% of the time don't even belong to them. They just aligned with a certain side of something many years ago and continue to commit to it and have not asked another question or been willing to see it from a different place. So like there's so many things growing up in the family that I grew up with that like my dad was like, this is who we are. We're this political party and we vote for this and this is where we stand and this is how we view these topics. Okay. And anybody who did it wasn't allowed around because we were right and they were wrong. And then I wanted to go against that when I got older. And I was like, what if I am not going to be like my dad because I don't like him. So I'm going to do the opposite. Even though that might not be true for me, I'm sticking it to the man being my dad by going completely the opposite. None of that is a question about what is actually true for me. And so when you start to add question and curiosity, you start to go, hey, if I didn't have to be like anybody else and I didn't have to make anybody else happy with my choices or my points of view, what would I choose? Would I still choose this thing? I might actually choose the thing that somebody that I don't even like is choosing because it's not about them anymore. It's not about fighting them or aligning with them anymore. I have cat hair like on my lip. I'm trying to like subtly not have it, but no, I'll just do it like that. So I don't know if that answered your question, Caesar, did it?
uh yeah, I think it did.
Amazing.
I'm just like how like it would like maybe seem that you need more energy to get yourself into asking questions, but you're actually like spending more energy in not asking them.
Totally. Well, yeah, you spend more of your energy to maintain a solidity of something that's not true for you. You're the and you that and that's what I was trying to get to, but maybe I didn't say it so seamlessly, is the energy that you have to do to maintain a point of view that doesn't belong to you is where the fight comes in. It's where, like you have to get super aggressive about something. And so then you're like, why are my money flows not changing? But like you're going to like rallies every weekend to make sure that everybody knows that your political views are correct, but they're not even your political views. And there's nothing wrong with rallies. There's nothing wrong with having political views. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that you put a lot of energy into the things that in order to hold them in place, you have to continue to buy the lie that they're yours. So you hold on tighter. Something that is actually true for you is light and it's just always around and it's always true for you. So you don't have to fight for it. You don't have to defend it. It's just true.
Can I something that you've told me in the past too that's really changed like my world around this is that when it's like the difference between having a point of view and an interesting point of view, or when something is like an awareness, it can change. And then so I would say too, like when it's just light for you, it can also change, has been my experience. Cause like we've done a lot of work with like where I was raised in a very hippie, like no makeup, no hair, no nothing family. And then have been exploring where I really love a lot of this stuff, but I did that. I did like the total opposite. And then I was like, look at my bleach blonde hair and my extensions and my fake eyelashes. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but then being like, oh, wait, what is fun for me? And now it's like some days I totally want to do the falsies. Some days I kind of want to look like a punk. Some days I want to look like whatever. But that there's like something fun about getting to play with all of it. That to me is also like a sign that I'm in the lightness or the interesting point of view. If I don't have to be like, well, now that I said that I like this is how I have to show up in the world every day. That like I can also change. So, and that's something that you've like contributed to me so many different times. I just wanted to add that in there as well.
Yeah, you have way more choice for those things, and you're not making anything solid anymore, and that comes with like diving in and learning, like truly unlearning what you've that's so redundant, unlearning what you've learned. I swear to God, I'm smarter than that, but
But
here we
that
are.
is a lot of what these tools are.
But like, I was at one point I was like, we should do a club called the School of Unlearning, because there's so much that you've been taught and you've just made real. It's just what it is. It's how it is here. And so like unlearning those behaviors, like even just the one we've brought up today of like asking a question, like either you were wrong for asking a stupid question, or you were wrong for, if someone asked you a question and you didn't have the right answer, then you were wrong. There was so much judgment in there that like we don't even realize that how answers are judgments. Like it's so wild because it's just so entrained. And so when you start to commit to undoing all of that and unlearning all of that, the spaces and places and the choices that become available to you are fucking wild.
Yeah.
Wild. Like that's the word I'm going to give it today. Fucking wild.
Mm-hmm.
I see that there's another
There's a couple
Sam,
other questions, yeah, in the chat. And guys, just as a reminder too, you can press the little button to join the live if you would like to join us and ask your question live, and then you
yeah,
can just ask follow-up questions.
I do have another one we could add, but let me answer Samuel's question. So what would be some good questions to address addictions, especially digital and social media? Caesar, what questions are you asking these days about this?
Well, I mean, the other day I spent 13 hours in one day between Instagram, YouTube, and Netflix. So I don't know if I'm the guy that you should ask that.
No, that's why I'm asking you.
I don't know. How can I have more fun with this?
Well, I like that because where I was going to go is, can you perceive in Samuel's question, everybody who's watching this, that he wants to change it because he's judging it, like it's the wrong way to be. So, help me fix it. And it's subtle, but if you aren't judging something, you have so much more freedom to go, oh, it's just a choice I'm making. I just have to make a different choice. And then if there's something in your world that you're like, I must change this, if you pull out the like foundation of judgment and you still want to choose it, then you go, what do I love about it? Like I'm here pretending to hate it so that I can get rid of it, because if I hate it, then I'll be motivated to get rid of it. But that doesn't often work, especially with magical creatures as yourself that we call and access humanoids. You actually don't love being judged, which is why you are often seeking how to get out of the wrongness, because it doesn't feel good. So it's funny that then you would go project on yourself your own wrongness. You're so wrong for being on social media. You're so wrong for all of that. You should be doing more with your life. Like all of those voices in your head, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your energy, you're not making enough money because you're on social media all day, blah, blah. Well, what do you love about it? Okay. Yes, ask that question. What do you actually love about it that you're
I love
pretending?
that my brain can turn off.
Okay, cool. So there are other ways that your brain can turn off.
Yes.
Caesar's like, this wasn't my question.
I know. I'm just gonna take over because I like that.
He's just like, where's the eject button?
I need this fixed, so.
Well, yeah, but also like, is there anything that social media? So we got to the just asking one question. My brain can turn off. Okay, what does your brain need? Why does your brain need to be turned off? What is it that you're avoiding with your brain?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I think when I'm avoiding being aware of something, and like when it like gets more and more and more intense, then I go to it because I can avoid it easier.
Yeah. And that's how most people are with any addiction, whether it's like food addictions, alcohol addictions. It's like, I want to get away from my awareness. And so because we weren't taught how to be with our awareness, and oftentimes I've noticed Well, is it true, Caesar, that as you expand and you choose more and become more aware and have more demand in your world, that the intensity of the need to be on social media and scroll is louder?
Yes, like a million times louder.
Yeah. So, what if that's actually an acknowledgement of the expansion and the more awareness that you're getting? And if you turn it on yourself and you go, oh shit, this is happening because I'm becoming more aware, then you can start to go, what would I like to choose with this awareness? Now, you might still choose to do social media, or you might go, oh shit, it's time to level up or choose something different that actually pulls my energy away from this. But you got to make it, you just choice changes your life. So you can ask all the questions in the world, you guys, but until you choose something different, you'll still be living in the same reality.
Yeah, yeah, and I think I told you, like I put all my social media apps now like as hidden apps on my phone. So every time I will have like that need, like I have to go over there, click on it, scan my face, and like do the whole thing. That gives me like an extra second to like maybe ask a
Is it
question or something.
working?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Like that's what I tell myself about Amazon. I'm like, I'm not having the Amazon app because I have to go into, Safari, type out www.ama, and then it fills it in, and then I'm right there.
Well, it's funny because it works when I want it to work. I don't know how to say like.
Yeah, exactly. It does. That's exactly, as soon as you desire something different, then you're like, oh, and you catch yourself. But you've got to, like, not you've got to, you don't have to do shit. But if you really want to change this, it's like walking around with those questions where you go, okay, I'm avoiding awareness. What awareness am I avoiding? And then if you get a ping on what it is, it's like, oh shit, what if that's the awareness I required to actually stop this thing that I'm choosing that I don't want to choose anymore? You know?
Yeah.
But if you're not like, and I just want to showcase for our viewers that none of that's a judgeable offense. It's just, hey, I'm choosing this and I'd like to choose something different. Let's explore and see what's underneath.
Yeah. I think Samuel, share your stats with me, and I'll share my stats with you to see who spends more time on social media.
Yeah. And then we'll see who's better at
Yeah.
not creating what they want to create. I love that Marcine says, I'm judging myself for not being on social media. Exactly, because both things can be true in the same moment for different people. So it's like such a cool thing to go into, seeing that, like, the polarity system of the right and wrong, like what you are judging is wrong, someone else is choosing is right, and vice versa. And so it's such a fucking lie. It's just, we all buy into it all the time. Like, this is the right way to be, or the right way to create a life. And there are a lot of people who make a lot of money being on social media all day. Hi, kitty, kitty.
Hi, baby.
You must, okay. So I'm reading Jess's comment. It says, and about judging yourself for showing vulnerable because the mind says you must be stronger in this situation. What question could open up more space? Well, what is stronger to you? So if the mind's like, be stronger, like don't be vulnerable. What I know about vulnerability, and this is also in the foundation manual, vulnerability is actually when you're in your true potency, because you have your walls and barriers down. And the way that I describe that a lot is that a butterfly could fart in the wind 10 miles away and I'll be able to perceive it with my wall and barriers down. If my walls and barriers are up, an army could tiptoe to the wall before I even know that they're outside my door. So walls and barriers down is actually being more in your potency. But again, the world has taught us to put those up, protect, have boundaries, separate, and like be ready for a fight all the time. And that only keeps you from having the awareness that you could have if you were choosing vulnerability. So she's asking for a question, but it's like, I wonder what potency vulnerability, like if you allowed yourself to wonder about this, what potency vulnerability could be for me that I've never been willing to choose, that if I chose it would show me.
That's pretty cool.
Samo makes a good point. He says, well, I found this live on social media, so how cool is that?
There we go.
Hope, I know you're about to say something, but we do have Tunde. I'm going to accept her Caesar, you can stay because I think it'll take 4, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. I was waiting for you to kick me off.
Oh,
So
I don't know how to kick you off. You have to actually leave. But I don't know
what if
if
I don't want
she's.
to leave?
Well, that's what I just said.
And
You could
you
stay.
can stay because we can have 4 of us.
I just
Okay.
don't know if she. Oh, there she is. Hello.
Wait.
Can you see
Oh
us? Oh,
no! She was like,
she's like, that was on accident. Well,
Whoops.
you're beautiful. If you want to join again, just try. I don't know if the first name's Tundi or the last, or Callie or Tundi. Anyways,
Yeah.
anybody else have a
I I
question?
there was
think I
one.
think Marilyn I think Marilyn had a question, but I don't know if he knows how to send the request.
There was also
Oh,
one other question in the chat. Pragya, I think I'm saying that name. It was earlier on, but I really this is a me. I have this question a lot too. So, she said, "How can I know when I do have an awareness versus me creating a story of the answer I'm seeking?"
it's light, and you don't want to put all your chips in its basket. Like
What do you
when
mean?
it's an answer, it has a weight, a heaviness to it, and it has a period at the end of the sentence, and you've got to just be willing to start receiving the energetic awareness of the period at the end of the sentence. It ends here. Like as soon as it's like, I found the answer, if you ask to become aware of the simultaneity of I found an answer and I stopped asking a question.
Mm.
Oh, it's okay. It was by mistake to leave, Callie, or it was by mistake to ask to be in the live. I don't know. Let
I
us know
love.
because I can re-add you if you would like to play with us, and if you don't, that's totally okay. But yeah, so awareness is subtle, but it also always brings along its awareness friends. So awareness will go by, but what awareness does is it inspires the next question, and then you choose, and then you get awareness from the choice, and then you ask the next question, and then you choose and you get awareness. But there's no right or wrong. It's like if I choose to eat, I'm trying to think of a food I don't like.
Chocolate.
Ooh, I don't
Chocolate.
like pork chops. I don't like pork chop. Okay, she said it was by mistake to be live. Cool. So I could go, oh, there's a meal on the table. Everybody seems to be enjoying it. I don't know if I'm gonna like that meal, but I'm gonna take a bite of it and see if it. So I'm asking the question. I don't know if I'm not gonna like it, but will it create to choose it? Yes. Okay, I'm gonna take a bite. Now I've chosen, and now I put it in my mouth, and I go, ooh, that was not fun for my body. I do not like that. And so then I finish that bite because I don't spit out food because that's rude. And then I go, okay, cool. What else would I like to order instead of this? Now I can make a solidity and go, I'm never trying a pork chop ever again because that one bite was so awful. And then I cut off anytime. Like I had that in my world growing up. I hated pork chops. And then I met my mother-in-law and she was like, try this. And then I was like, ooh, maybe I don't hate pork chops. Okay, because I allowed more information in. But you choose, and even if the choice created an outcome that wasn't the desirable one, you still received information and awareness from the choice, and then you ask another question and you choose again. You didn't do that, Caesar. You didn't just type that in my life. Someone put Caesar in timeout.
Okay. I just had to do
You
it.
didn't. Like you didn't just put that in my life. Okay, Hope, your initials are HR, so
Yes,
human
but I
resources.
don't have the ability to eject him from the live.
Okay, I can eject myself. Thank you.
Oh my
Bye.
gosh. Well,
Do you guys want to see a dragon?
if you're just joining us, please feel free to click the little. This is an Ask Sarah Anything live, so you can jump on. We are talking about some of the tools that are in the foundation class, which is an Access Consciousness class, and it's fucking phenomenal. And if you have a question about anything, you can press the little button next to the comments where it's like a little camera with a plus sign in it. Sarah, I was looking. Did you have something you were gonna say?
No, I just realized they were there. See? I just realized we had some peeps that were in line. So,
Hello.
Oh,
Hi.
hi, I'm vaping on this live because Caesar
Amazing.
just stressed me out. Caesar's fault.
Um, yeah, so I've really been looking at Is there a huge lag?
Nope.
Go ahead.
I'm like, this is super interesting because I'm hearing this comment about you vaping right now.
Oh, then there is a lag. Do you want to leave and come back?
Yeah, let's try that.
Oh, there was another question. Do I still keep moving forward with awareness when I don't take the action that I get an occasional awareness of? Harriet, do you want to come live and ask your question?
That's just a that's just a choice. Hold on. Help, my kitty's getting into something. Talk about the foundation class.
Okay, so if you are curious, a lot of these tools that we're talking about today are in the foundation class, which is a class that it's an Access Consciousness class. Sarah's facilitating one this upcoming weekend in Burbank, California. Burbank is beautiful right now. It's so it's like sunny and warm out. So if you're in a part of the world that is not sunny and warm, then and your body's asking for that, you could come and then you could get tools to change your life. Did Nicole pop back on? If not, there's a thing.
She's back. Let's see. And then if it's not working, we have another one we could add.
Okay.
Can you hear us now, or are you going to hear us later? One second. I have a child. What do you need?
I did the dishes and everything. Is it okay?
Is everything like?
It looks pretty good.
Mhm.
I threw away everything.
Okay. Well, when you come back, if there is, then we'll
Then
deal with it then.
we'll do it then.
Okay. Love you. Bye. Love you. Bye.
Also, do you have that cord that connects to my thing for my camera?
I'll have to look for it. I'm literally on a live right now. There are people watching me talk to you. Okay.
I love that it was a question about, I think it was about like finding space for you or something like that
So,
too.
okay. Go ahead, Nicole. What were you going to say? Oh, shit.
I think Nicole, do you want to put your question in the chat and then Sarah can respond to it there? I was really excited for your question too.
I know. I'm sorry. Okay. Well, we've been on for an hour.
Oh my gosh, how did that happen?
So, she said must not be for today. That's amazing. Okay. You guys, can you say more about when we are aware of the future or perceive it? Do we create it or how does that work? What do you know? What do you know that you're pretending not to know, that if you allowed yourself to know it would give you the awareness you're seeking? Because that's a really fun question that we dive into in classes like Foundation, because your reality is created from your point of view. So if you want to, the fastest way to change your reality is to change your points of view, period. And listen, I am somebody who, like, Dane found the Access tools. He's my older brother in the year 2000. I didn't start using them until the year 2015. Like, I went to classes before that, but I didn't start like creating my life with them, because I was like, that's too easy. And truly, my point of view is that if I was going to change something, it was going to have to be hard, no matter what it was, whether it was like changing something with my body, changing something in my relationship, my money, it was going to be hard. But that's what I was shown my whole life, is that change is hard, and we have to like buckle up, and we have to like climb uphill both ways, and we have to fight while we're doing it, and we have to be hungry, and we have to be in the sun or the cold, whatever one you don't like. And and so if you're going to change anything, it can't be easy. Hello. And now I watch things change in my world daily with total ease, going, oh, that's great. More cat hair. That's crazy that I have a point of view about that. And then I use the clearing statement from Access Consciousness that you can find at theclearingstatement.com. I clear it, and then I allow it to like show me all the places I've been like fucking myself over by maintaining the point of view. And then I go, wow, what is beyond that? If that wasn't true, oh my God, what would I be aware of? oh my God, there's a whole world out there about this topic or this thing that's in my world right now that I have been avoiding because I've been trying to hold this other thing true. Okay, so how does that relate to your question? Great question. I'm going to answer it. With the future, if you are perceiving something that may come true, how many points of view do you have holding that in place? And that if you destroyed and created those points of view and then asked to perceive the future again, is it different?
That's all.
So yes, you create it by your points of view, and you can easily uncreate it by uncreating your points of view. I hope that was simple enough for a live, because there's a lot of stuff. I wonder if we do, because we have a relationship done different class coming up, and I'm wondering if why we couldn't get our love bugs question on this live is because we were supposed to do another one about relationships. So
I think that's
yeah. So what if we plan that, and we can kind of talk about the topics that are in a relationship done different class, because that class is like wow. So
yeah. And then you also have a 3-day body class coming up. So
yes,
it's lots of fun.
Yeah, if you've had foundation or you want to come to this foundation or get a foundation somewhere else, you're welcome to come also to Burbank, to my humble abode, my living room. We're doing a 3-day body class here in Burbank in two weeks, I think. And that's where you get to run the energetic processes on the body and unstick the body with all of the solidities that all of your points of view have kept you've locked it into your body. Yeah.
It's all looping together.
All the things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So just real quick recap, foundation class is live in Burbank, March 6th through the 9th. And then we have the RDD class that Sarah mentioned that it sounds like we'll do another live on, because that is a fucking whole other thing to dive into. And I'm talking about a class and tools that I'm grateful for. That one is live and online. Live in Mexico City, online. So the RDD class, relationships done different, you can take anywhere in the world. It's March 14th through the 16th, and that one has no prerequisites. So if you're here today and you're like, I've never heard of Access Consciousness before in my life, but this is so interesting, check out that class, because it's more than just about romantic relationships, but your relationship to everything in your life, your living, your relationship to creation. Oh, it's amazing. And then the 3-day. Oh, you're going to say something?
no, I'll save it for the live.
Okay. Ooh, yeah. So you got to keep your eyes peeled for the other live that Sarah's going to do on that one. Come. And then the 3-day body class is live in Burbank, March 21st through the 23rd. So all kinds of juicy yumminess that you could choose from.
Yes. Double the juice.
Yes.
Juicy.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to go yell at Caesar. So, love you guys. See you somewhere soon.
Thank you guys.
Kisses. Ask questions, and don't make it solid. Have fun. And you're welcome to come play in the foundation class.
Yes. Bye, guys. Thanks for joining us.